Hi, friends. I'm Katie Brinkley, and you're listening to a Rocky Mountain Marketing Quickcast. These bite-sized episodes are released every Thursday and are going to give you the latest news and tips in the world of social media that are happening right now. Let's dive into today's Quickcast episode. Why am I talking about Johnny Manziel? And Johnny Manziel, for those of you who are not football fans, he was known as Johnny Football, and he completely revolutionized Texas A&M football. New stadiums, brought them into relevance in the SEC, won the Heisman Trophy as a freshman, and then he kind of fell off the face of the earth. And really, he has no one to blame but himself. And the reason I want to talk about Johnny Manziel today is because I watched the Johnny Manziel documentary about a week ago. And it really had me thinking about how we show up as business owners and entrepreneurs, because there's a lot of similarities between his story and so many entrepreneurs out there. And I think that really, I'm going to be completely transparent here, that he has no one to blame but himself for the way that his life ended up in football and in life. But I want to talk about it because, as many of you know, those of you who are regular listeners for the Rocky Mountain Marketing Podcast, I have a background in radio. I used to be a sports reporter at 850 KOA, and I got to cover the Broncos and the Rockies and the Denver Nuggets. I loved what I did. And so sports always holds a very special spot in my heart. I think there's a reason why both of my daughters are really involved in team sports. I think that team sports are a great way to learn about yourself and learn about how you can rely on others to help make you better. I told my daughter this actually. When she was playing basketball, she was 5 years old at the time, and she was playing basketball, and she said to me afterwards, and I was the coach, she goes, "Mom, I really don't want to go to the game today." And I was like, "Why, honey? Mom's the coach." And she said, "Well, because I don't score any baskets. It doesn't even make sense for me to be there." And I thought this was such an important thing for her to learn at 5 years old, was that, yeah, in her defense, the basketball hoops were at like 8 feet, and she was 5 years old, and it should have been dramatically shorter, but it wasn't. And so she couldn't throw the ball up that high. So I understood her frustrations. But she was telling me that she didn't really want to go because she couldn't even shoot the ball high enough. And I said to her, "Well, honey, you know, Hunter," because it was a co-ed team, "Hunter can shoot the ball that high." She goes, "Well, he's just out there. He should just play." I said, "Well, honey, just imagine there's 5 people then that are going to be covering him. By you getting open and you passing him the ball, it took all of you to score that basket. All of you are out there working together to get that basket, those 2 points." And even with soccer, there's been times where she's like, "I didn't score a goal." Well, yeah, but you played goalie. You saved goals. You were able to be on defense and help out. So I think that team sports are essential for learning how to work within a team for a business later in life. As a solopreneur, when I first started, it was really hard being out there by myself. It's just like golf. There's no one to blame when you're having a lousy golf game other than yourself, because there's no team to help support you. There's no team to be like, you know what, I got this putt. I love working within a team. So what does this have to do with Johnny Manziel and entrepreneurship? Well, this is the thing I learned about him. He had so much success, and he wanted to be the best, and he was so naturally gifted. He was small in regards to a quarterback. There was all these obstacles that he should have not been able to overcome, and he consistently did it, and he did it without trying. He didn't study the playbook. He didn't go to all the practices. He was out late partying, and he would still show up and play out of his mind, beat teams like Alabama. He revolutionized Texas A&M football. And his story is really a striking example to me of the relentless pursuit of the next big thing. Because as entrepreneurs, we're always striving to, okay, well, I want to bring on one more team member so I can do this. I want to hit this 6 figures. Now I want to double my income. I want to do this. I want to speak on stages. I want to publish a book. I want to do that next big thing. And this is, I think, it's great to have that kind of drive, but there's something to be said about being in the moment and really appreciating where you're at with your business, with your life. I think that if Johnny would have embraced his teammates and become friends with people on his Texas A&M football team, he probably would have wanted to try harder as a sophomore. His sophomore season, he went 8-4, did not win the Heisman again, and then ended up going to the NFL draft, and he was drafted in the first round by the Cleveland Browns. And he achieved all of his goals at such a young age just because he was naturally gifted, that once he got to the NFL, he was stuck saying, okay, I made it. Now what? I don't really want to be here. I don't really care about my teammates. I don't really care about doing the homework and looking at the film. And, he was later diagnosed as being bipolar. So I do think that had a contributing factor. But I want to say that his fixation on more and just getting to that next milestone really robbed him of appreciating the joy of the journey and what he was able to accomplish. Like I said, he was the very first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy. He was so naturally gifted that he was not really there in the rooms with his teammates, in the locker rooms, and trying to forge those lifelong bonds. I still talk to my college teammates that I played softball with. I'm still connected with people that I grew up playing soccer and softball with. And the relationship and the bond that you can make with your teammates is incredible. And I think that this relates to entrepreneurship so much, because if you have that drive, that ambition for that next thing, that's incredible. That is what will help you make what you have as a dream become a reality. But I also think that there is time to pause, time to reflect, time to connect, and time to enjoy the moment that you're in. Time to reach out and have those team bonding experiences with the rest of the people that are on your team at your business. It's hard to not get caught up in it, because that is how you grow, right? I want to just reiterate this Johnny story because I noticed it within myself. When I first started my business, and I was talking to my friend Valerie about this a few months ago, I said, be sure to take the time to pause, because I've found myself consistently pushing after the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, that I was burning myself out. And I was starting to distance myself from my team and my friends because I was so focused on work. You have to take the time to pause and reflect what you've built, what you've created. And the best relationships, both personal and professional, come when we're present. We're mindful of the opportunities and the achievements that we've made because they're right in front of us. And at the end of the day, it's not just about pursuing the next big thing. Yes, it's important to have that drive, but really take a moment to pause and reflect on what you've done. Because I think that when you do that, you'll be amazed at what you've done so far. It's hard to put the blinders on. And that was my problem, is I saw so many other business owners around me, and I saw what they were able to do. I saw, oh, they've done this. Oh, they've already built a YouTube channel to 1 million subscribers. They already have 100,000 followers on Instagram. And I was thinking I had to keep pushing. I had to keep doing more. And I was burning myself out, and I wasn't appreciating the journey that I was on. So you have to relish your journey, appreciate your journey. Focus on the team that you're building, because as my 9-year-old keeps saying, we're in the middle of a move. Rome wasn't built in a day. And you have to just appreciate the fact that you're there on that journey. You're building your empire right now. It's not just about the money. It's not about the next milestone, but it's about the impact we make when we show up. When we show up, we connect and we appreciate the journey that we're on. I want you to think about that as you grow as an entrepreneur and as you show up on social media. It's really hard to put the blinders on. Trust me, I know it is really hard to put on those blinders. But if you focus in on your own journey and the team that you have around you, it's going to be that much more impactful for you, and you're going to appreciate it so much more. Look around at who you're connecting with online and actually connect with them. Learn about them. Read their posts. Don't just mindlessly scroll. I want you to appreciate where you are while you're working on where you want to be. Entrepreneurship can be a lonely journey, but it doesn't need to be. Whether you're a solopreneur, you find your teammates or other solopreneurs online. That was everything for me. My business bestie, Kendra, she and I were there to rely on each other and talk about ideas together. My friend Alicia, I reach out to her when I'm struggling with different, should I be doing this, or is this a good way to go, or what are your thoughts? Build out your team and appreciate how you can connect with them and grow together, because it is so much more enjoyable when you have your teammates by your side. And if you're saying, I don't really have a team, it can happen online. Kendra, Alicia, Jenny, these people that I consider my team, I met them all online. And it's incredible what can happen when you show up and connect. You're not just showing up and consuming. And in a world of more, I want you to think about less. How can you show up effectively online so that you're building true connections? You're building people that want to connect with you, and you're building people that want to do business with you. That's what I teach with my 4-post strategy. I'm actually going to be having a live masterclass for free in my Facebook group, Social Profit Lab. It's a free group to join. If you'd like to join, be sure to comment strategy in the comments here, and I will send you a link to join. I'd love to have you over there in Social Profit Lab. For those of you that are already in it, that's where it's going to be. Free masterclass. It's all about my 4-post strategy on how you can post less on social media for more business. I'm not joking. People are seeing an 1,100% increase in reach. They're seeing a 250% increase in engagement using this strategy. It works. You don't have to be online so much. So that way you can focus on building those connections. You can focus on enjoying the moment and not mindlessly scrolling. This is your opportunity to show up effectively on social media with as little as 4 posts a week. I do 3 posts a week and then move it through the cycle. And this strategy works. So come join me for my free 4-post strategy masterclass. It's in Social Profit Lab. Send me a message, comment strategy on this post, and it's going to teach you my awareness to action strategy. It's going to be happening live in that group on Friday, September 1st. It's 100% free, and you can only see it if you are in the Social Profit Lab group. And with this, I want you to consider posting less and being intentional with your time. Time is valuable. And if we can learn anything from watching the Johnny Manziel documentary and seeing his journey, it's to really focus in on your journey. Focus in on who you're connecting with and how you're showing up, building that team. Because when you have your team around you, life and business is so much more fun. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Make sure to subscribe so that you can continue navigating the world of entrepreneurship. And I'd love to hear from you. Please leave the show a review and connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at @IamKatieBrinkley or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you're ready to start making some sales on social media, be sure to grab my free guide to selling in the DMs without being spammy. You can get that at katiebrinkley.com. Let's keep taking your marketing to all new heights.